It's your boy, Revolutionary Cuz. I am your favorite freedom fighter, thugging it everywhere. Don't believe me? Ask that bitch thing about me. You dig? Okay, is gang banging over? I know once you hit the 35 plus range, years old, and you've been gang banging 20 plus years, you start looking at the game, the gang, the streets a little bit different. You start moving a little bit different. But when is it okay for somebody to quit the gang? Is it okay for somebody to quit the gang? Because, you know, once you get older, you're like, oh, I have kids, I have a job, I have a career I have to pursue. You know, what you have in this label as a gang member, you automatically get looked at as a violent criminal. Like you're out there, you're just robbing old ladies, shooting random people. You are looked at as the animal in America. So once we get older, we do mature a little bit, but because you're no longer running the streets, active, putting in work on a daily basis, if that was what you used to do you quit the game because you're no longer active? If so, do you go to your hood and get your proper put off? I get it. There's a lot of people that got older that decided to leave the gang life alone because there was nothing beneficial coming from that lifestyle. Do I respect them motherfuckers? Absolutely not. Now, let's say, for an example, you are facing a federal indictment. So you have to denounce your affiliation to the public to make it look as if you're really dropping your gang ties because you want the government to assume that's what's going on. In a situation like that, then I think it's okay, because you're being forced to and swap for your life. So that's the only time I feel like it's okay to like denounce your gang or disown your gang. And I hate to even use the term turn your back on your gang, but you're not really turning your back. You're being forced into a corner to denounce your affiliation with an organization because you're looked at as a criminal and a terrorist, when the real criminals walk around in funny costume with shiny badges and shit. Those are the real criminals, breaking and entering people's house without their permission, raiding people's places of business, taking all their financial gains because what they feel is not proper revenue, properly generated revenue, because you don't pay your taxes. Who you think comes for you? The feds. So it's all a Ponzi scheme. But like, I get it. In 2025, gangs have a bad image. And are the young niggas to blame for gangs having a bad image? We know it was bad before, but like now this shit is really, really, really out of control, where innocent people are being hit 5, 6 people at a time because now they have more advanced weapons. They have the switchy. We don't have to have a stick no more. You just have the attachment on your handgun, and you can shoot shit like a rifle. Like, shit is crazy. Because they're not hitting their intended target. They're usually hitting innocent bystanders. But yeah, back to the topic of discussion for the segment. It's not okay, and I feel like it's not okay for you to just denounce your affiliation because you're getting old. Because even when you have people like retired veterans that been to war, we don't judge them for their actions and the missions they had to carry out, whether they agree with it or not. Right. So people pointing a finger at the urban organizations considered gangs because, you know, what do government do? They attack, invade, and take over people's land and resources. So like they just want to knock out competition. Who do you think sells the drugs, the guns? It's coming from somewhere. But yeah. And the white America love urban gangs. They love Snoop Dogg. They love Cardi B, Waka Flocka Flame. They love YG. They love YG. I mean, like, they love Lil Wayne. This is like, y'all idolize these celebrities, knowing that they hold these titles, holding on to something ignorant, but y'all still embrace them. But y'all want to point the fingers at the no-name nigga or the no-name person. But I feel like the only people that normally just on a regular, not too often, do you see somebody at the top of the food chain, leader of gangs, step down and give their position to somebody else unless they're in jail, which is common. Your big homie go to jail, somebody else runs the set while he's in jail. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of posts lately like the game is fucked up, the streets is over. Nah. It's just certain people that weren't built for this shit that's fucking up the game for real niggas. There's a lot of, there's a gang of motherfuckers still left that's still solid, 10 toes down, live by old school principles, know what I mean? We just not recognized like the others. Know what I mean? You gonna be like, nigga, but people, most of the people that feel a certain kind of way are non-affiliates or civilians. And you're entitled to your own opinion. But my question for you is, are you a Christian? Are you a Catholic? If you fall underneath one of those two religious preferences, they kill the most people in the world. Usually because of their religious beliefs. There's a lot of so-called holy wars going on right now. But we don't look at the churches as criminals, although they rob people, they prey on people, and said we have so many unconstitutional wars because of religion. But we're not looking at them. We're not pointing fingers at them like we do the Crips, the Bloods, the GDs, the BDs. Yeah, I get it. A lot of these gangs, especially like the Latin Kings, they're very vicious and violent, and at times they do prey on innocent people. It's usually the Mexican gangs that prey on innocent people. I know you might hear somebody might have got robbed or some shit like that, but we don't just go around attacking people because of their skin color. And like, shout out to my Mexican homies, my vatos, my essays. Like, there's been a lot of truce between the black and the browns, know what I mean? But usually the Mexican gangs are the ones out there attacking little girls coming home from school just because they're black, and I mean, all type of ignorant shit, know what I mean? So I get it, how people could look at gangs in a negative light. But when Crips first started, Community Revolution in Progress, I mean, like, we were more organized, it was more structured, it was more disciplined. Like, there was more taking care of your community back then. But then, you know, in came the guns and the drugs, and then the money, and the battle for who's gonna be the top boss, who's making the most money, who owns territory. And then there comes bloodshed, like a government and fighting another government. It's common, is it not, in war? And at times to be innocent bystanders. Like, we blow up a building overseas, we're not giving a fuck if there's kids, old ladies in the house. If we think this is our intended target somewhere, we're gonna strike that location. No fucks given. Go USA. And they've always said the biggest gang in America is the government, and they have different sets, which are different branches. The ATF boys, the ABC boys, the ABC boys. The ATF is just one branch of their gang. And Bobby Smurda, I'm gonna drop the video with him later on. He was like, he's a retired gangbanger, and I kind of understand where he's coming from, but the way he's phrasing it, making it sound like he's just no longer affiliated with the gang. I get it. I mean, like, I'm a member, but I wouldn't even say I'm not even gonna incriminate myself. I'm not really active in the streets, but when it comes time to put in work, I'm gonna step out there and step and do my thing. So for him to say he's 30, he runs businesses, and so he's stepping out the game. There's a lot of motherfuckers that's still 30 plus that are entertainers, from athletes to musicians to actors. That's 30 plus and have their own business to run, sole proprietors to their own business, and they're not dropping the affiliation because they're 30. So I think there's something really up with that boy. And he used the reason of him being Jamaican, the reason why he could just do whatever he want. Because at the end of the day, New York City, you know, the gangs out there, they're a little bit different. I mean, it's just like, that's why a lot of them are not respected by what they call the originators, the people in the land. So it's like, can he just go ahead and just denounce his affiliation like that? Who's going to give him his proper put off? Hey. But like, who's going to give him his proper put off? He's not from my set, so it's not my obligation. Like Whack 100 said about 6ix9ine, it's not his politics. It's not my politics. But I feel like certain people just fuck it up for the real ones. I mean, like I spoke about earlier, if you're fighting like a federal indictment and you got a big RICO case on you, yeah, you want to denounce your affiliation to make it look like, hey, you're no longer associated with these group of people. And that's totally understandable in that type of scenario. Only in that type of scenario. Other than that, nah. Go to your hood, get your proper put off, and then go live your life as a civilian. If that's the life you choose to live. Because, once again, I'm going to use a comparison to like the military. Once you enlist yourself, you're an enlisted member. You're a veteran forever. So it's like, once you join your gang, you should be a member forever. My bad, I'm over here on the Twitch and people fucking up my shit. But yeah, it is not okay for you to disown your homies. Yeah, I get it. Gangs have a lot of bad stigmatism that comes with it. But that's not no reason just to give up something that you joined supposedly for life. Because when you entered it, you said you was blood in, blood out, like the mafia. But we don't look at the Italian mob as a gang anymore. They're not as, how should I phrase it, not as common or publicly exposed like they were back in the 80s. And I don't really respect the most of the New York families. I respect a lot of the Chicago families, but the New York niggas, they told on niggas. Sammy the Bull was one of the biggest snitches from the feds. I mean, from the mafia. Like, game is crazy. But you stay 10 toes down until the end, and at the end, the real ones really, we do win. You know, it seems like a lot of suckers be winning. Like, it's like you tell on a nigga, you get endorsements and a record deal. We're having the battle of the Ratatouille right now. All these so-called street niggas telling. I don't care how many niggas you killed. Once you told on that first nigga, your street credibility out the door with a nigga like me. Yeah, that's just it. And I feel like how Boosie feel. I mean, I just watched that recent segment with Boosie and Vlad. And Vlad was like, you know, if I was to get in a situation or regarding illegal gambling and I snitch, would you still fuck with me? He like, yeah, I wouldn't hate you, but like, we can't really hang out. And I respect that, because certain people just don't want to have smut on their name. When being a real one made you who you are, you're going to thug it to the end. But I ain't going to talk my fucking head off. What y'all think about the topic? Do you think it's okay for you to drop your affiliation once you get to a certain age? Tell me what you think. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Follow me on Instagram, TheRevolutionaryCuzShow, also Facebook fan page. If you have an iPhone or Roku TV, download Chronic TV now. Shout out to my folks over there at Chronic Palooza. You know what it is. Until next time, smile for your boy. Triples.